let's see if AMP does better at this day, at this time. We have like a help system take two. This was like garbage. I'm still gonna make a branch for it. Uh, and then we'll try having it do its SQL DSL again. So what I was doing yesterday, just a little bit of context, um, just a tiny little bit of context, and um, let's see. So I was using AMP code, and I think AMP code is AMP code is not fixed pricing, but it was doing Sonnet. I guess in AMP code was doing like really weird stuff yesterday, where it didn't even know how to do like a Go embed import properly. And so I've heard these rumors, that like depending on the time of day, your sonnet is different, where it might be routed to something quantized or something like that. So, um, but M code being like, hopefully by the token getting access to like something locked down, that was interesting. So might just run an experiment, and this is like a good test. It's like kind of like a little query language DSL compiler, um, which I was really struggling with yesterday, and we can compare the threads after that. So I'm just gonna commit this. I'm gonna name it poop first, and code tragically bad run. Um, I wonder if I should just start a new branch at this point. This is not worth saving. Um, I'm gonna tag this uh, bad. So this is the query compiler bad M code version. All right, and then I'm going to git push the tags, because why not? Actually, the tag should be I'm gonna call it like experiment slash, and then we're gonna push the tags. All right. All right, my first sip of caffeine of the day. It takes me from Sonnet to Opus. All right. Implementation plan for SQLite query language, and we are going to amp this. Oh, I'm gonna do this amp, and then implement query. Yeah, you are now a senior developer implementing this. Oh, although this didn't really help yesterday. Um, it's just I was wondering, like, is it the intern in the name of the file that was like misleading it? I'm not sure. Um, we'll see. So just to get back into what we're doing, and like I tried it in Cursor with O3, and it was kind of like a mess as well. I'm not sure if I did things, all that well here, especially in the types. I don't think we need that because this is all in the models. I think this whole types package, there's just so much weird shit going on. I shouldn't have done that actually. it just like did such weird decisions here as well. Oh my god. Uh, yeah, I was looking at this section versus this section. I don't know, man. I'm having a rough time with like refactoring lately as well, just in general. Model section, two sections. What is this even doing? Compute render data, model sections, two sections. This is just copying them, isn't it? Just cloning it. Clone sections. Do we even need that? I'm gonna leave it as is for now, but we'll see. Definitely don't need that part. Um, convert package. No, package types is right. Section type. Package type, section example. Test section struct. Like, what are these harebrained tests? Yeah, I guess we can just delete that one, huh? Why is it complaining about types? Cyclic imports. Types, help, types. What is help used for again here? Help, help system, help system. This section doesn't belong to a help system. Oh, and then here, these are actually like search queries, which don't make sense anymore. What weird Go was I writing back then? What freaky weird Go? What was I thinking when I wrote this? Obscure. Query test. Section help system. What a weird. What weird Go style. This is really like, this is when I was learning Go. It's like a really funny blast from the past. Anyway, what is Sonnet doing over here? It doesn't seem all that much more clever than yesterday. It's funny, like barfed out the entire predicate compiler in one go. I wonder if it's going to run into the same issue yesterday with it had like with the memory SQLite. Like this doesn't seem like particularly more intelligent. It's faster though for sure. Yeah, it's running into the exact same issue that I had yesterday of the in-memory stuff. I'm gonna let it continue, but this doesn't seem like a clear win at all. Um, so I think my best bet is this like GPT 4.1 version. I wonder why I'm continuing Goland actually, because part of the work is just like more pleasant in Cursor because of their tab model, and then work is more pleasant than Goland for just standard refactoring stuff. Um, so we changed. Did I remove query altogether? What the fuck am I doing? I definitely broke something with the types. So let me see. Local history. Did I delete like a query dot log query dot go? Did I really messed up with this manual mucking about. Yeah, I'm gonna undo all this store moving that I was doing. So when was I doing this? So this is definitely the model. Vim process X creation entry. Yeah, we're gonna. This is where I started. All right. So wait, what? Where's all my help stuff gone? It's just like deleted it. What the fuck? All right. Anyway, we have our help. So where is it complaining? It's about circular import. I already said we don't need this cloning part. Who knows? So this definitely. All right, so how can I link this up to SQLite? IDE error occurred. Okay. Huh. Fun. Man, I don't know what I did here. This is crazy. Also, like coding that early is not good for me. That's for sure. Yeah, this was hand refactor, and that's not good either. Like you can definitely easily fuck yourself up. Um, so I'm maybe going to go into the local history here. So I think it it's this is where the import cycle basically got fucked. So I'm gonna revert here. See what that does. Oh man, saved by cursors restore. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? So we're gonna go back to Goland, and I'll show you why Goland is nice. It's you can do this shit. And then you can move this to model, and then to model.go. I guess I could have named it types or just merge the two files. And now this also goes to model types. So we can move this over to the types file and then refactor it, which leaves us with an empty file. So now that we have the whole section here it removed a bunch of queries, which would be fun to add back, but um, it has these lists here for query is type, query or. Okay, so it actually changed them right there, which is good. So this is actually pretty good logic in here. I wonder if all the tests work. Nah, the tests don't work. Oh, they do. So this is choose schema. So how can I choose a schema? Configure data source. Attach data source. Because the schema is done here, right? Okay, so I wonder if this actually is, what is a DDL data source in Golang? I actually don't know. DDL data source JetBrains. Man, programming without uh, programming without caffeine, without like proper wake up is definitely a challenge for me. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. All right, so this is cool. We're gonna go into cursor, which is where. All right, here's cursor. We're going to. So cursor's still complaining, huh? What does find return? Why does this not return the right stuff? Predicate value of type invalid type. The fuck? Is this exactly similar to this one? Is this its own definition of section? Load section from Markdown. Help page. Yeah, what about this duplicate definition of section? We're just going to kill that, huh? This was this. I'm going to commit just to avoid the mistake from last time. Then we had our third claude here, which got stuck, I think. So we have a GPT 4.1 version. Mid refactor commit. Yeah, I'm not happy with how they deal with this. This also maybe trying to think like strategically how I could do this better, right? Without having to. At least the tab completion is like so much faster. It's like quite quite fun. So model load sections from Markdown. It's the same here. Undefined model load section from Markdown. I'm sure I saw that. Absurd section. Missing metadata import. Markdown loader. Test load section from Markdown. Oh, so it is in store. Why did it want like a... Oh, I was reading it. Interesting. Interesting. So this is, I mean, this is common. It's like the model refactors and just doesn't delete the previous shit. Also, it renamed this like in a very weird way. Oh, its context window was getting full and I didn't pay attention. So that was definitely an error on my side. Where it started using like weird ass variable names. Yeah, that was definitely my fault. When I did the GPT-4.1 refactor, I didn't pay attention to the size of the context window, which is hard in Cursor to see. It's hard to see when you get to like 50% and you should switch. Which, by the way, I'm curious about why they don't show that, or like why they don't put their oh, look at that. This is the copy of the method that I was wondering about. I wonder why they don't do this. Like, oh, you should use a new chat. What is weird about this? Why is this complaining compared to the other ones? Is it just because model has trouble? What was it? What was that, by the way? It's just white space. That was a weird refactor. Oh, it's trying to... It was already trying to fix the circular import. That's why it maybe broke everything. Interesting. Circular imports are definitely like a big problem. Missing metadata of PKG help model. I don't understand what this is about. Maybe we should restart the Go language server. Yeah, I suspect that this whole string kind of stuff is due to the context window being full. And they really just like fucking it shit up. I don't think any of this is salvageable. All right, I think basically probably the context window was getting too full and it started doing these like little errors that really compound, and then the other one is the circular import. So that really... The fuck? Sorry, I'm confused by the chat. All right, anyway. So to avoid these like circular dependencies, maybe before starting these kind of refactors, I'm going to do a refactor by hand as well. I'm going to do a second GPT-4.1 one. So we're going to continue on. It's at 49% already, right? So it's struggling with the store, with doing like an in-memory store for the help system. We're going to extract the DDL version, but first we're going to commit this shit. All right, so... Man, such a small window really drives me wild. So we clean this up, right? So broom clean up. of the import cycle. What we're going to do, I think it's in store, right? Extract the creation SQL to a embed DDL file. I wonder, so people are saying that Claude was like harebrained yesterday. And I mean, maybe it's true that it was for just for everybody. See, this is, why is this not, no matching file found? Dude, what is going on? Schema, no. LSP seems to struggle in the morning as well. So we're going to add a DDL data source. I've never done that. So that's going to be fun. Configure data source. No data sources are configured. DDL data source. So this is going to be the help schema. Sources. Add directories or DDL files. We're going to go to command help store schema SQL dialect SQLite inconsistent dialect for files configure global SQL dialect. This is SQLite. What are you telling me? SQLite dialect. Okay. All right. And so does that resolve most of the compiler stuff? How does that, what attach data source. Yes. But how do I attach it? Why does this not seem to work? Because it's a DDL data source? Isn't that the whole point? I'm going to restart, just to see. Oh man, struggling with refactoring. It used to be my forte. Yeah, no, it's not possible to attach a data source, at least here. Is there like a dialect in the project? Oh, the global dialect. Well, the global dialect, we're going to make Postgres and then the project SQLite. And then so does that help at least? It does help. Nice. And it was able to attach the data source now, right? Should I move this to the model? Yeah, I think this makes sense, right? Yeah. I think I can just drag drop over here. Oh, it is importing the store. Okay. You're back here. And then you go away. Yeah, so the manual refactor is kind of fun. Does any of this still work though? That's like the fun part of it. So let's go test that. And then we'll redo it kind of by hand. In cursor. Yeah, so this was kind of expected, right? It's well, are we going to let the model fix it at this point? Let me commit first. So git commit tractor extract schema as DDL file. Is it gonna lint? Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna take care of that later on. Why is it still trying to lint? Oh, it's because I'm doing make lint. I'm an idiot. Left hook install. All right, so we're gonna have GPT-4.1 fix that error. We're gonna switch to O3 straight away. Let's see what 4.1 does out of this. And maybe we'll do the next refactor I try with O3. So Sonnet here finished. And it seems to work nicely. So maybe Harebrained Sonnet was not just a rumor. Yes. All right, so open project, workspaces, extract help system, take 2. Let's see what this implementation looks like. So we have a model. This seems familiar. It did the same. No, I think this was the original name. The compiler though is like fucking minimal, isn't it? No, it's not, actually. Has topic. See, it doesn't do the multi-join join stuff. So I think in terms of the queries, yeah, it doesn't have like enough complicated queries. So we're gonna this is pretty nice though. Like it's definitely a progress versus yesterday. We do have a help demo, which is maybe not the worst idea either. So Sonnet M code refactor of the help system. No, introduce query language for the help system. So it seemed better. Shall we do a third take? Shall we continue? So in a sub agent, make more test queries so that we can test many joins at once with or and not and has topic and these kinds of queries. So here in the query test, what kind of queries did Sonnet do? Did GPT-4.1 do? To ensure this help system is always set and not nil, the panic is due to help system store and help system store in your application startup. New help system store OpenDB help system store. Yeah, this is not a good solution. Use in memory store and create it as part of help system itself. Right? When does the help system load all its stuff? So this is not great. Right? Okay, well, let's test that, huh? Create schema, no module. So this is the build tag, right? What's the build tag for FTS5? And make it possible to use the help system without it by reverting to string match search. Very, very interesting. It's funny that they all use the kind of same structure of like store and stuff. That's probably because it's in the guide for the intern to create this. Yeah, it has like way too much code in there in a way. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, so it has this structure. I'm curious if this like consistent similar errors also due to this here, to the store. This was a consistent error. And the consistent missing of the join comes from here, right? So I wonder if we can make this more skeletal and hope that the model does does fill in the gaps better. That would be like an interesting thing as well. So I'm gonna try that after it. We have extract help system take two. We have help system extract this. Wait, was there anything done on here on the first one? I think that also had like the first implementation, right? So I think my refactor in as far was problematic because I gave too much of the implementation away in the README instead of just the API. Commit first implementation update. Oh, so this is where it created the query language. I think it might be worth. See, this is all like garbage as well. I think it might be worth. I'm gonna bookmark this. Bookmark extract help system sonnet take one. And then I'm gonna restore this to here. Right, so this is how I would run it. Tags, SQLite FTS5. This kind of breaks everything. So this is not great either, my GPT-4.1. I am not all too happy either, because it kind of broke my main. And I'm not sure why. Right? Why is it not able to even like... Yeah, and it broke the DRFS. Like, I'm not happy with this either. But this is Bork. Yeah, not happy with this one either. So git tag, bookmark, extract, help system, GPT-4.1. All right, this was Garbo 2. This added a lot of advanced queries. So did it have to switch its join logic? or has flag. This probably won't do it. Which tests did it even add? Complex queries tests. Oh, it is definitely too early for me to program. All right, so what were we going to do? We were going to redo a test where we nuke the documentation a little bit to give the model a little bit more freedom, right? So we're going to restart from this project overview. We're going to remove the SQLite schema. Store the SQLite base query in memory, so DB must be shared across help systems or repopulated each time. Then we're going to remove the SQLite schema. We're going to leave, however, the top level syntax, how predicates compile to SQL, query compiler design and example. So the query compiler is responsible for that. That's cool. And we're going to remove implementation details. Fill in your own SQL. Yeah, maybe giving it more freedom. I like the main interfaces. All right, so this is going to be our reduced spec, which leaves out the implementation altogether. And we're gonna see what this brings, right? So reduce spec to remove implementation. This was the take 2, which I think is not good either. So basically it's take 3 actually. Git tag and then query compiler mid M code early morning. I should put dates into this. And then we are in this commit, right? Left hook, 0 git push tags, just to be consistent about it. And then we're gonna reset to here, start our M code again, and then we're going to say implement the new help query section. All right, so this is a minimalist run with Sonnet, with AMP code. And then let's do a second minimalist run in here as well, just with Sonnet as well. No. Implement intern. Let's see what architecture it comes up with. So this is kind of like the advantage of not making too detailed of a plan. which I should have noted as well. And then we're going to do one with O3 maybe? Or should we give GPT-4.1 a go? Let's give GPT-4.1 a go so that everybody has the same chance. Did I tag this with GPT-4.1? No, I didn't, right? Git tag experiment extract help system GPT-4.1 take 1 left hook git push tags and then reset. So wait, reduce spec to other implementation. Why is this still all here? Oh yeah, okay, so it reverted, right? Cool. Close others. Gonna go straight to max this time. And we're gonna see what happens. So this is using FTS. This is using DB name. Interesting. So it's creating FTS update trigger as well. How interesting. I didn't know that pattern. All right, to implement the new build a SQLite backed store. Go straight ahead, never ever stop. Just go, go, go. Only stop if you get stuck in a loop. Fixing the same error more than once. All right, let's see if that helps it just run like a real agent. I guess I could try background agents also. That seems like a good project for background agents, by the way. We'll see. Man, this is rough at 6 a.m. Like, what time is it now? 7:22. And I'll cut this short because I want to go to the coffee shop and have proper breakfast. What am I gonna read today? Because I like printing out my deep research, and I should mark it better. Um, Domain specific cognition, night of the living racism. uh, Yeah, because I nuked my workspace manager too in this whole refactoring stuff I've been doing. And maybe it's the refactoring with like a broken sonnet. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know. I might continue with my OIDC, which I printed out as well already. Does this thing, by the way, test OAuth? No, it doesn't, huh? Oh yeah, I was able to find that the complex queries, which I didn't remove, was still there. And it does the same embed stuff every freaking time. So that's maybe something to put into the agent MD. Um, so this is the one that I use usually. Go guidelines when using go embed, import embed as. And what was the other guideline? I was like when using build tagged features, make sure the software compiles without the tag as well. I'm just going to call that art. Add guidelines on embed tags. What is it doing? It's doing the same fucking harebrained stuff with the in memory. And it's not using the PLS, which is also interesting because maybe if I use it in the Go project itself, it will. That's actually an interesting take. Man, it's really struggling with the schema, and the other one's like recreating files entirely. It's so weird because I wouldn't expect this to be such a hard thing to implement. I'm gonna say the DB is in memory, so you have to pass it shared, not recreated, maybe. The other thing is like, okay, maybe the FTS search is, yeah, so here it's doing that where it recognizes that it's not available to have FTS5 use the tag SQLite FTS5. It's already like removed all of it. This confuses me so much. Why it's struggling so much with the store. Like why the schema initialization is done. See, this is the other interesting thing, which is what would this look like if I used Bellevue? It's so weird because I would expect this predicate testing thing to be fairly easy to build. And it's really struggling on its tests, huh? This guy's already at 80%. That's wild. So the first thing would be to say no FTS5, right? Very, 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 very funny that this is struggling so much. And then obviously this is not really agentic, so it's not really doing all too much at once, right? Uh, this is the new SQLite help system. And then in the query part, it's recreating it without any consideration. So maybe I should have it like recreate the whole thing in a separate directory instead of trying to adjust. Why are they not able to do any of this kind of work? Let me try again with O3 just for the fun of it. And we're going to go to not the max mode at first. Yeah, and this guy, as soon as they start deleting code, you can be like, yeah, this is. So here they're removing the debug code, which is good. But if you see them deleting tests and all of these parts, then so this seems to have said that it completed at least something. Uh, so this one finished at 50%, the other one at 90%. I need to create an adapter to make it work with the existing no backwards compatibility needed. You can modify the existing interface. The adapters are like really problematic too. So maybe I should also put that into my agent MD. Um, so this would be like kind of in the general code style guidelines. So this can, I think, actually be deleted because it's Go. Go guidelines, debugging guidelines, general guidelines. Don't add backwards compatibility layers or adapters. If you think there is a need for a backwards compatibility or adapting to an existing interface, stop and ask me if that is necessary. Usually I don't need backwards compatibility. Being like a little bit more aggressive here, I don't know. My prompting skills are kind of like, I haven't really done like prompting exercises in a while. This kind of feels like the first time I really dig into that stuff. So Ben, I don't think Amcode has Ultra Think. I think that's a Claude Code thing. I know we're gonna get Claude Code through work because I can't afford another $200 plan. But um, because or is Ultra Think like baked into the model? I think it's like a system prompt thing in Claude Code, right? I don't know if you're still there, Ben, but oh yeah, you're still there. All right, use your Ultra Think ability. Well, should I try a third one? uh, I'm juggling all these different versions is like kind of fun. I have no idea. So take two is the next one. So I think this was Sonnet. This doesn't look, I don't know, none of them look too promising, you know. Um, so, okay, so this is, I don't remember what the emoji for testing was. I should make myself a prompt actually. Um, all right, what was this? Third sonnet take with reduced spec. I'm going to bookmark that and then we'll revert and then we'll try with the ultra think. Tag experiment extract help system reduced spec M code take one. And then we're just going to revert to this. All right. So next try, ultra think, right? Implement intern. Use your ultra think ability. I know they added like an oracle, so that's maybe also something I could try, which like just passes it on to SO3. You don't need compatibility, bro. You don't need compatibility. Do what you think is best. Ultra. I don't want to. Should I mix the ultra think in here? Yeah, let's go. Man, I've been struggling so hard on stuff like this. I don't know. So hard. Because I refactored like three other things, huge like vibe things, and the refactor's not that hard. And then also when I did it by hand, I just like fucked shit up too. So maybe it wasn't that easy of a refactor in either case. I mean, one of them was definitely it was moving to a different job queue that behaves differently with a mess at the beginning. Didn't this thing like add a store into its help system? Oh, those are both with the reduced spec, right? So I don't even tell them to create a store class. Oh. You don't really see much of the intermediate thinking, right? Like, oh, it already has a store. Yeah, yeah. So no. What is this doing? Uh, Gets that. How did it find a store? I thought I reverted. Didn't I revert? Where did it find the store? So it must be this one here, right? Where did it find this guy? The fuck? Is it like a local index kind of stuff? That is so fucking weird. This one really confuses me. There might be stuff going on that. Yeah. Oh, look at that. It has like. What the fuck is that, man? It's like messing up its file paths. I haven't seen that in a while. This looks like it like just completely misunderstood the path stuff. This is so weird. I'm gonna restart it, and I'm gonna let it run in here, and implement 01 intern. Think really hard. Ultra think. Ultra think. But this guy seems on a pretty good run over here. Assuming it's not faking that stuff. Yeah, man, what? I don't know. It's so hard to. to figure that shit out, right? Like, except if you have local models, you really control the compute. Yeah, it's so I mean I use it on the CLI because they used to have a race condition and cursor, so now I'm like kind of really skeptical if they fixed it or not. Um, and I don't know, like I'm tending more and more, to move to something open source where I just like see more and can just like fuck with that stuff more because the thing about the gambling, right, is like here I actually really don't learn anything. I'm really just waiting. And you're right, like seeing thoughts, seeing a little bit more, and basically learning about prompting as you go. Because here I'm really just like YOLOing. I and I don't have the opportunity to really learn how models behave because I don't even really know what model it is. So they're really building like kind of a roulette kind of product, right? And it's a roulette that works really well. But the problem with a roulette is when you start losing, you start like betting more and more. It really is like kind of a slot machine, and it doesn't make for a really fulfilling day, right? Because here I'm spending my time doing shit work. Um, at least if I do manual refactor, I will learn the man Gemini 2.5 Pro when they before they censored the thoughts was like my favorite thing ever. Like I really felt like I was learning from a senior engineer, from like a really really senior engineer. And when they censored the thoughts, I was really really sad. Um, I was really really sad because it was so good. It was just so good to see a capable model really analyze the nitty gritty of code. And now it's kind of useless. O3 is also useless. DeepSeek is interesting, but DeepSeek is like not, it wasn't at the level of Gemini 2.5 Pro, right? Um, but I think, right, it's also the problem of like, I have shit to do for work. And I also got kind of this role of being so successful for a while, building so many of the little tools that I always wanted to have. Um, and then also just wanting to push that stuff really, really far, right? Um, so this one is really interesting though, because it really like kind of seems to have worked well in this one over here. So this run here still at 48%, right? Seems to have run really well. I'm not sure what the new UltraThink is doing. I think the previous version just had a bug where it was just like confused about its file system cache, but I why would they have a file system cache across threads? Like that doesn't really make sense to me. But the previous run here with the UltraThink, that seemed like a bug, and maybe I should actually tag that for support. Um, so the thing that's weird and like their tag for support, right? So this one was the one where it was confused about the store. Yeah, this here, right? Oh, you can't even. Yeah, I'm gonna flag this for, but there's no way of saying like what was wrong. So maybe I'll just like tell them that on Discord. Um, I mean, I know Jeff is in our group, but um, should I just text Quinn directly? Yeah, because I don't want to share that with with people here. Um, when was the last time I interacted with Quinn? Oh, maybe I did on Twitter. Let me just do a modicum of privacy here. All right. Back to the code display. See, like, maybe I don't look too closely when it's running, but these are like kind of small model mistakes. I mean, the Ultra Think. Yeah, dude, what the fuck? So this one seems pretty nice, right? And maybe what I'll do is create a syntax for a nice user-facing DSL for quickly entering queries. Store in pkg doc topics, simple query DSL, then implement it in a subagent. Yeah, why not? Use tag SQLite FTS5 to build with FTS5. Use build tags to configure the feature being enabled. So that's also something that should go into the spec, really, right? I don't know if it fucked it up. It has these like consistent issues which are, maybe just like it doesn't really know the API very well for SQLite. So those are things that the SQLite in memory store and the FTS5, so the full text search, they consistently trip up over it. And they consistently, like, they really, really struggle with that shit. So this might be things to address more explicitly up front and maybe just like design the store. I mean, here I'm like kind of doing these experiments, right? Of right. So this pattern is also maybe something I should put into the agent MD. And I actually haven't updated the agent MD in these workspaces. I need a tool to manage my agent MDs. I need a tool to manage my agent MDs. Why don't I build such a tool? Why don't I do that? So let me try an approach that I really haven't done in a while, but I've been so, no, not OBS. I've been so like YOLO vibe, let's just see what comes out, that I kind of almost forgot how to do more engineering LLM coding. like more engineered, but I'm gonna go back to my roots a little bit. Um, so we're gonna go into design, um, agent MD management application. I'm just gonna make a very quick list of what I want. So manage agent MD fragments, consolidate fragments into collections. I want to create an agent MD from a collection plus individual fragments. I want to store preset agents. Well, no, I don't need preset agents, right? Central database as text files in, no, use repositories across multiple directories. Okay, and so for the UI, I want search, quick search across fragments, collections, able to see collections, fragments in sequence. Preview of the rendered agent MD, add fragments to collections, so collection edit page. So here comes the funny part, right? So I guess I should install some kind of text speaking while I'm in OBS so that I can just talk and then directly transcribe. So because the weird setup is like, right, like I'm on my Linux, but I'm actually streaming from my Mac. So it's this weird setup. I also don't think my microphone works all that well on the Linux laptop. Anyway, I want a TUI application that allows me to manage fragments of system prompts for an LLM and render them into resulting agent MD files. Fragments can be grouped together into collections. Fragments and collections can be found in YAML/markdown files across different directories. Each YAML MD has a front for collections. So each MD has a front matter with title, description, tags. So do collections. All right, I think this is enough. And what I do usually is like, I just put this into Claude. What the fuck? Oh, it needs Control C. And then I say, you are this TUI. Output your UI as ASCII. Start with a bunch of fragments and collections. And so basically I simulate the application I want to build. Don't do as an artifact. Oh my fucking God. I said as ASCII art. Straight away. No HTML, no JavaScript, no React, no code. Jesus Christ, Claude. This is starting to piss me off, right? Like the more and more these things get commoditized, the harder it is to work with them in some way. It's time to move to open source stuff. All right, does this look good? Do I want two panes for the collections, or do I want to switch between those? the two panes kind of don't really like it. I only want one pane for searching, but a key to quickly toggle. We are using charm bracelet bubble T to simulate the help view at the bottom. Um, Although this is kind of nice. Actually, stop it. I don't want. Well, let's see what it looks like. Why does it do the two panes? I only want one pane for searching. Okay, so maybe that wasn't like a clear prompt. I'm gonna keep the charm bracelet style. I only want one pane for search results, um, mix and match the fragments plus collections, but a key to quickly toggle filter by type. All right. And this is a really nice way to build like applications, I think, because you can basically start just like interacting with it, and it's kind of like working for real, right? It's like, and in ASCII, it doesn't eat as many tokens either as like the HTML, right? Um, okay. Now show selected item plus preview pane at the bottom. Also allow me to check select individual fragments or collections as well. Then make a separate tab, new screen view, basically, which allows me to sort and produce my final agent MD. Yeah, ASCII art is I mean, TUIs are great in general. They suck for certain things, but they're also just great. And um, they allow you to, I don't know, I should build more. And Sonnet 4 is great because it can do bubble tea pretty well. So I do like this quite a bit here. Drag to reorder. Yeah, we can't drag. Render options, fragment order. I don't need that. So in the order screen, only one pane again. We don't have mouse control, so no drag drop, but instead a move toggle mode where I can move the current item. Yeah, and enter edit fragment order. Space toggle options, tab switch to browser, A add fragment, shift A add collection, R remove selected. So this is actually already pretty complete, actually. Yeah, and I think for adding fragments, all right. Can the... Did I say to store the DSL spec into something? I think I did, right? I need to stop because I need to go get breakfast. Otherwise, I'm going to spend the day here. But having the agent MD management, I think that's going to be really useful. Because you can basically say like, oh, I've got a Go project and a Ruby project, and also it's like for work, so we need these guidelines. That's going to be really useful. I love how it like really wants to do the actions and the render options. So we're going to remove that. We don't know actions, render options, pane. So we're just going to redo this one. And then at the end, I just tell it like, oh, build a spec for yourself, right? Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay. Now add a screen to create a collection. Same concepts. Oh, I like that it shows the tokens as well. This is great. This is why I like doing it in Claude, because it actually has like a really nice set of like default UI features where you're like, oh yeah, that's nice. Right, so the thing is, so we have a new collection. I want a similar search screen than earlier on, which allows me to browse fragments and add them to the collection list, right? I'm not going to do nested collections. And oh, no need for the preview. No, actually preview is nice. Shit, I press stop and I never know when it stops. I think we're not going to replace programmers just yet. In as like, in a way, this is comforting to see that it struggles with shit that I almost was like scared it would be able to deal with. But I mean, this is already enough to really disrupt the workforce. So yeah, in a way, creating a collection is very, very similar to creating a markdown result, right? Where was this reordering screen that I had? So this part here still has, it doesn't have the reordering part, right? All right, fuck it. I said I have to eat breakfast. All right. Well, I don't know if Claude is better or not, but it seems to have worked a little bit better this time. I'll continue on that. And yeah, I don't know if I learned something. I definitely, the struggle was SQLite, and I think really noticing it's time to build this agent tool, and it's a holiday today, so maybe I'll build this agent tool and try to be a little bit more systematic this time in my agent coding approach instead of just YOLOing it. And probably stream quite a bit, but first I do need my donuts and stuff. All right. Also, maybe I should go touch grass a little bit today. All right. Thanks for watching. It's nice to see people so early, and see you next time.